Hey, happy scientists. Yesterday we talked about precipitation, and today we're going to talk more about it and do a fun science experiment. I know how much you love those. So we are going to start, first of all, with a read aloud called What Makes It Rain? Ever thought about what makes it rain? Let's see. How can I make it a little bit bigger? Sorry. And we are looking at our table of contents, which we should know by now. That's one of our text features. It tells us the chapter and the page numbers, and we're first going to read What Makes It Rain. Okay. Ooh, stormy clouds again. Those look like Florida's rain clouds, don't they? The sun is shining. It is a great day, but then cold winds start to blow. Dark clouds gather and cover the sky. Big raindrops start to fall. Soon it is raining hard. Puddles form in the yard. The ground turns to mud. Water flows quickly down the street. Then the storm passes and the sun returns. The yard dries. Thirsty plants soak up the rain. The grass looks very green. The rain is gone. But what makes it rain? Every drop is on a journey. And rain, oh, here's our caption here. Dark clouds can mean it is going to rain. And rain is just one part of it. This journey is called the water cycle. So here our caption says steam is a gas. And there's a picture, a photograph of steam. Water can change its form, which you know. Rain is a liquid. It is wet. It flows to the lowest spot. But water starts to change when the sun heats it up. The water evaporates and turns into gas, which you know. This gas is called water vapor. It is no longer wet. Now it is very light. It floats high into the sky. A boiling pot changes water too. Steam rises up from the pot. This is water vapor. Water rises as a gas around the world. It rises from puddles and from lakes. Because oceans are so big, they give off the most water vapor. Bet you never thought about the ocean, huh? This vapor mixes into the air. This vapor can also turn back into a liquid. On a hot day, an ice cold drink might sit out. The air around the glass cools. The glass in the air begins to condense as it grows cold. We are all familiar with this in Florida, right? All of our water bottles. Drops of water form on the glass. The gas has turned into a liquid. The same thing happens in the sky. The air above Earth is cold. When water rises up as gas, the gas cools. It changes into water drops. These drops form clouds. Clouds look puffy and dry, but up close they are wet. Some clouds are thin and others are big. They are all made of some form of water. Winds help keep clouds afloat. They blow drops around. More and more drops form. Soon the clouds are dark and heavy with water, and the drops begin to fall. They hit the earth as rain. So here, our caption right here says, big fluffy clouds might look dry, but they are made of water drops. Not all drops hit the ground. Some heat up as they fall. Oh, there's another caption there. They turn back into gas. The gas rises up and starts the cycle over. Clouds are always changing. New gas rises up, heavy drops fall out. This is called precipitation. Clouds can travel far. Winds blow them around the world. Water that starts in the ocean might end up on a mountain. Rain does not fall evenly. Some places get more rain than others. Like we talked about yesterday, it could be raining in your front yard and not in your backyard, which is crazy. Get rain more. Rainforests get a lot of rain. Many plants and animals live there. Deserts get very little rain, so fewer plants and animals live in deserts. Our caption here says, when clouds get heavy with water, the drops fall as rain. I used to also live in Arizona. I've lived in a few places. I lived in Arizona for 2 years when I was in 3rd grade, actually. And it would only rain like 2 or 3 times a year, but it would rain for like 2 or 3 days straight, just downpours. Chapter 2, why does it snow? Water can also be a solid. Cold water freezes. It does not flow or rise up. Water drops freeze when they get very high up. They become snowflakes. Snowflakes come in different shapes. Some are long and thin like needles, others are flat like plates. Most have 6 points. All air is not the same. There are warm and cold layers. When snow falls through warm air, it melts. Sometimes a strong wind can blow these water drops back up. The cold air freezes them again, and they can rise and fall many times. They melt and freeze, and each time this happens, they grow. They turn into balls of ice. We know that. What's that called? Hail. The hail falls when it gets heavy. Most hail is pea-sized. That's exactly what our other book said. The largest hail recorded in the United States was as big as a baseball. Yeah, just like we said yesterday. Large hail can cause damage. There's our caption that says, when water drops fall through the cold air, they freeze into snowflakes. Where does rain go? So our caption here, there's a drain. Our caption here says, runoff flows down a city street. And we've all seen that on our streets. The rain has stopped, but the water's journey goes on. The puddles dry up and the water soon turns back into a gas. Some water soaks into the earth. Plants need water to live, so their roots suck up the water, and leaves release it as a gas. Some rain becomes runoff, just like the caption said. It flows over the ground. It fills parking lots, runs down streets, and flows over fields. It may flow into the other bodies of water. Lakes are deep, so they keep raindrops for a long time. Rivers are shallower. They flow fast and quickly carry away the rain. Much of the river water is carried to the ocean. Some of the water passes into the ground. It flows through the earth. It might join a river or it might flow deeper. There are many cracks deep in the earth. Water flows through these spaces. Water can stay underground for years. Some of the water bubbles back up to the surface. This is called a spring. Some springs are hot. They are warmed deep underground. Most land has water deep below the surface. People pump it up using wells, and pipes bring the water into homes. Some farmers use it to water crops. This caption says, sometimes water in the ground bubbles up to form a spring. Nice, hot springs. And here it says, some mountains stay covered in snow all year. The water cycle slows down in the winter. Clouds blow in and they bring lots of snow. It piles up, but the drops stay frozen. They do not turn into a gas and rise back up. Finally, spring comes, the sun returns, snow begins to melt. There's cause and effect, right? Cause, the sun comes out, effect, the snow melts. It's always cause and effect. The snow turns back into water. It rushes into rivers and lakes. Some soaks into the ground. Too much can cause floods. Some water stays frozen all year. High mountains have snow even in summer. The snow gets packed down and the bottom layers turn to ice. The same thing happens in Antarctica. Antarctica is at the bottom of the world. It is the coldest place on Earth. In some parts, the ice is miles thick. Wow, that is really thick. A raindrop's journey is long. A raindrop may travel far. It may change forms many times. It is reused over and over, and every living thing needs water. Some animals drink it. Others, like fish, need it to breathe. Desert plants need only a little water, but large jungle trees need a lot. The water cycle makes life possible. The cycle can be slow. Water can get stuck underground or stay frozen for years. Deep ocean water returns to the sky slowly. It may take thousands of years, but the water cycle goes on and on. So here we have water travels in a cycle, yes it does. You know that one. Water travels in a cycle, yes it does. It goes up as evaporation, forms clouds as condensation, falls down as precipitation, yes it does. Okay, all water on Earth is a part of the water cycle. And so here is our photograph showing, it's a diagram, it's showing the parts, and we just sang about it. Don't rewind it and play it for your parents. They'll think I'm silly. Okay, what we're going to do now is something I know that you love to do. Science experiment, yay! So you can print this page, you can write on it, or you can just type your answer in the discussion post. However you choose to do it is fine. So go ahead and pull it up. You should have your materials ready. If not, stop me because I got to start the next video anyways. And we're going to go through the experiment together and you'll enjoy it, I promise.